Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center and welcome to the world of magic and miracles. I am David, coming to you from the inner and the outer reaches of the universe, bringing you a feeling that supports your well-being, your life, bringing you clarity, simplicity, to strip things from your physical life that slow you down or hold you back so that you can continue to fly free, as is your nature. This life is such a beautiful life, such an amazing life, even as it is attended with all sorts of challenges. But every day presents a different opportunity for growth and expansion and a heart filled with gratitude. We are all intimately connected, far beyond what we even can imagine. As I was preparing dinner here on Saturday night with a beautiful piece of salmon, I held it in my hands to clean it, and I could feel its beingness. I could feel it connect with mine. I could feel its sacrifice that it made for me to prepare it. And it could feel my gratitude as I held it in my hands. Nothing was lost. Everything was delivered into the infinite field of energy, a life that never is born and that never dies, that is then transmitted into the everywhere when it leaves this one aspect of itself in a form. There's so much beauty in that experience. And that's just one moment of a million moments where you pick up a glass of water and then the water is the same consciousness, the same essence in the flower, in the rock, in the clouds, in another being as yourself. We are transcending the limitations of seeing this world in the disconnected form that has been programmed and delivered to us. You are one with everything, even as you are yourself. And you speak from everywhere. From the all, from the right hand of your Creator. That's where you live. And you take a trip every day. If you are still existing in this physical plane, you take a trip here. And you live a life of a physical being. And in that life, you forget that you're sitting at the right hand of your Creator, that you're one with the piece of salmon that you're about to serve and enjoy. You forget that you are one with your Creator, having no separation, ever. And as you look into my eyes, you know that's where I am. That's where I live. And through my eyes, you can go there to your place at the right hand of your Creator and feel the enormity of this creation, leaving nothing out, including everything. And its arms, embracing all life, and constantly allowing us to see the connection, the thread that runs through everything. I'm smiling because I know it. I will soon disappear. It's just a feeling. of the connection and the enormity of a relationship with your creator. So I'm just one who's come to share a few words, a little light, a little simplicity, a little clarity from the inner and the outer reaches of the universe. We must have gratitude for everything in our life. Everyone and everything is showing up to push you forward in your desire to grow, evolve, and expand. Your wife, your husband, if you don't have that, your partner, if you don't have that, your family, if you don't have that, your friends, your coworkers, the weather, or any circumstance that causes you to react, because that reaction gives you an opportunity to grow and change and evolve. Because of the reaction, you've made choices to do things like hide your light, to shield and protect who you are from those that appear to be your enemies. This and many other things like this have come to produce opportunities for you to transcend fear and that image of yourself that has been projected onto you or that you have projected onto yourself. And when you do transcend it, you feel as though you can fly as you find out things about who you really are in a way that you would have never chosen. We all want to grow and evolve through success, through abundance, through being loved and seen and heard. And yes, it's true, growth comes through those things as well, for they come through all things. But it is the manure, or what each one determines is manure in their life, that causes the greatest growth, the greatest change, and expansion of your awareness and your consciousness. Most times that manure is like a springboard that takes you into another stratosphere of the being that you are, and it fulfills the growth and expansion that you came to Earth to gain. So like the budding flower that comes from the delivery of the nutrients within the fertilizer, so too does the budding of your wings come forward through the delivery of that same fertilizer and more, to produce a beautiful being who is now able to fly. When you leave the world of reaction, you will walk the earth like a beautiful angel, full of light and with your wings fully developed, able to fly. Your only purpose will be to help others achieve that very same thing, for you will have gained all that you came to gain through the lessons of reaction. For nothing and no one will be able to bring out of you a reaction that no longer exists, within your being. You will have graduated with full honors, and your picture will be hung up in the University of Earth, and you will have the honor and respect of all those who have gone through that school before you and those that are still there. And you will be able to come and go whenever you choose, where before you graduated, you had to stay within the confines of the university grounds until your lessons were completed and your graduation confirmed. Some take the equivalent of the full 4 years to graduate. Some do it in 3 years or even quicker. And some seem like they never leave the university. But no matter what the timeline, all will graduate, for all are simply divine, an eternal spiritual being. So be ever grateful for everything, for every purpose, every person, and every circumstance in your life, for it is the path that you have chosen to gain your wings. As that eternal, divine, spiritual being who has never been born and can never die, does it really matter that someone stole your bike when you were 15? Does it really matter that someone said something to you when you were a child that hurt your feelings? Does anything really matter? The only reason it matters is because you orchestrated it so that you could grow. You created it so that you could react and then transcend it. You brought it into your reality so that you could hold on to it and be hurt by it over and over again, and then finally let it go in the face of who you really are and transcend its influence and effect on the you that you needed to expand, grow, and evolve. When you think about it, it seems really obvious and quite simple. For how could a divine, eternal, spiritual being be affected by someone saying something to it when it was 10 years old, or any age for that matter? Be grateful and hear through these words the message that I have always been sending. Don't you know who you are? Don't you know who you are? Don't you know who you are? Now you know. For you are awesome, amazing, magnificently bright. You know all things. You are one with all things. You are the source of all light. You simply chose to forget and experience this physical reality. But deep down inside, you know you're royalty. So when you're ready to remember and graduate, you'll see that you are and you have always been a bright shining star that has come from so far. Don't you know who you are? Now you know. Everything is for you. To expand, to grow, and to evolve. And your reaction to the circumstances in your life are what you have needed to come to that reality. When you're ready to see who you fully are, reaction will end, and you will fly, leaving you with only a perfect life, perfect health, and a magic future. Thank you for listening. I am David.